Arizona is clearly something of a UAP hotspot. That's why we've come here to Phoenix to investigate what is probably the biggest mass sighting in US history. Hey Lynne, how are you? Good to finally meet you at long last. Dr. Lynne Kitei is a physician. So what's she doing at a UFO museum? Well, she's one of the many Arizonans who witnessed the most famous mass UAP sighting in the state's history, the famed Phoenix Lights incident of 1997. She spent the years since making a scientific case that it defies normal explanation. This series of sightings took the state by storm on March 13th, 1997, when thousands of witnesses across hundreds of miles reported anomalous objects in the sky. Some people saw a structured craft, not just lights.
Oh yes, either V-shaped or boomerang-shaped or triangle-shaped.
Take me to the 13th of March, 1997.
About 8:30 that evening, I saw lights pop up, 3 lights, far north, and about 20 to 10, suddenly I see 6 lights pop on at a distance. I run out there with my video camera, and as I'm fumbling to get it focused, these 6 lights had turned to 3, massive 3 endpoints of a V or triangle.
How many witnesses are you aware of that witnessed that event?
There are at least 10 to 20,000 witnesses. So
what were they saying they saw?
It was very silent. We have pilots and professionals that were right underneath these, what they called canisters of spinning energy, that they would look up and think that it was going to drop down on them.
However, not everyone took the sighting seriously, including then Governor Fife Symington.
Let me just say that I believe it a serious offense for anyone, human, space alien, or otherwise, to engage in mysterious activity in our nighttime skies.
A decade later, Symington would not only admit to having witnessed the Phoenix Lights himself, he'd also admit to believing it was an alien craft. At the time, though, he was successful in downplaying what he and everyone else had seen.
That put a lid on it for a while. But as an investigator myself, I called every military base, and I get a call from one of the heads of PR at the Air National Guard, and she says, "Oh, Dr. Lynne, I think we know what those lights were back in March." And she says, Maryland Air National Guard was in town sending off military illumination flares in Operation Snowbird.
Flares became the official explanation. But Dr. Kitei says the Air Force failed to duplicate with flares what people say they saw.
3 Air National Guards came in town right before the 3rd anniversary to show everyone, they really publicized it, the Phoenix Lights, and talk about a joke. Not only did they fall apart immediately, they tried to make a triangle, and one of the lights just fizzled out. There was huge smoke trails, just what flares do to date. The Phoenix Lights have never been reenacted or explained.
Do you buy the line that the Phoenix Lights were flares? Well, they weren't flares, we know that. So what you're referring to is something we call white phosphorus flares, usually dropped out of the end of an aircraft. They're very luminous, and they're used for nighttime illumination or for targeting. Sure. What happens is that they flare up, they come down on a parachute, and then they dissipate. They burn out, right?
That didn't happen.
That did not happen.
2 just disappeared.
Let's assume hypothetically that it's an alien intelligence. Why would a non-human intelligence go and fly craft over a town like Phoenix in such an overt way?
Phoenix itself and Arizona itself is open. And there's a large history here of Native Americans that are very open to these phenomena. It's been happening for centuries. Supposedly there are vortexes, they call them, and portals, and as the Native Americans, they believe there's a portal or gateway in that area.
These vortexes are said to be concentrated centres of energy, which it's claimed act as interdimensional portals. Yes, this theory seems far-fetched, and yet the portals exist, according to John Dover, a retired paranormal investigator with the Navajo Rangers.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.